Mr. Trump was flying to Paris on Friday for a series of events marking the centenary anniversary of the end of World War I. The president was said to have received a phone call from Mrs. May to congratulate him on the results of the midterm elections. But the prime minister was reportedly met with a furious tirade, saying Mrs. May had not done enough to curb Iran. The Washington Post told how the president also questioned her approach to Brexit negotiations and ranted about how US-Europe trade deals were stacked in the EU's favor. Donald Trump reportedly unleashed a furious tirade at Mrs. May. Image, Getty. According to the newspaper, US and UK aides briefed on the conversation between the two leaders said Mrs. May was stunned by the tone of the president's call. Downing Street is yet to comment on the report. Washington Post journalist Rosalind Helderman said on Twitter this morning, in a F1 call, Theresa May tried to flatter Trump with congratulations for GOP wins in the midterms. He responded by rating the British PM do badly. It left her and staff shaken. Trump spent his days in Paris sour and sulking. After declining to drive to WW1 ceremony in snarl traffic, he blamed staff for failing to anticipate PR disaster. During his visit, the leader reportedly took a swipe at French President Emmanuel Macron during his 48-hour visit to the country. He attacked Mr. Macron over his stance on Iran and also a public rebuking of nationalism. Mr. Macron took a major swipe at Mr. Trump's America First policies on Sunday, while delivering his speech at the Arc de Triomphe on Remembrance Day. The French president said, by saying, "Our interests first. Who cares about the others? We erase what nation holds dearest, what gives it life, what makes it great, and what is essential, its moral values." Aides close to Theresa May said the prime minister was shocked by the Mr. Trump's tone. Image, Getty. The clash between Mr. Trump and Mrs. May is not the first, with her very first meeting with the president, shortly after he won election, said to be lacking chemistry. On Mr. Trump's official visit to the UK this summer, the president also embarrassed Mrs. May by attacking her approach to Brexit negotiations. In an interview conducted in July, the president claimed he would have done the Brexit negotiations much differently, and claimed the prime minister did not listen to his advice. President Macron and Mr. Trump also traded blows with each other at the weekend. Image, Getty. But in a joint press conference with the prime minister following their meeting at Chequers, the U.S. president said, "I didn't criticize the prime minister. I've a lot of respect for the prime minister. Unfortunately, there was a story that was done which was generally fine, but it didn't put in what I said about the prime minister, and I said a tremendous thing. It's called fake news."